Hey everybody, okay, so this video is this time it's my top 10 least favorite Montreal Canadiens of the 2010s. So I just finished, I know you might have watched it, my favorite Habs of the 2010s. This is my least favorite, so it's guys I didn't really like. Some guys I may have liked at some point of their career, but in the end I didn't. For various reasons, and I guess I will explain as I go along. So that's I'll just say I forgot in the last video. So that's right here at Talking Habs, the home of Habs hockey, where everything's dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So if you want to see more videos like this and other kind, I do live videos, podcasts, all kinds of stuff. Um, Subscribe and ring the notifications bell, and that's down there. And listen, I like this because it's New Year's Eve, okay? So you got to give me a break. Okay, so subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That'll get you your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge from Talking Habs. And while you're on the way down there to do that, you could give a thumbs up if you like the video and leave me any comments in the comment section about any of the guys on this list who your least favorite Habs were, and do that in the comment section below. And let's get right to her. Okay, so in the last one I did my favorites. And I don't know if there were, I guess there were a couple of surprises on there. Um, I don't know. So here are my least favorites, guys, for one reason or another. Um, I didn't like them. Number 10. Number 10. I'm just going to give their last names. Number 10 is Nathan Beaulieu. Now, why did I not like Nathan Beaulieu? Because I liked him when he first came out. I kind of felt, first of all, I mean, he wasn't that talented. I kind of felt he had an attitude problem. I may be wrong on that, but that's why when I'm thinking about all this, I remember, now, why didn't I like Nathan Beaulieu? And that's what I think. He had a bit of an attitude problem, not a very talented guy to have an attitude. And yeah, we had a lot of hope in him, and he turned out to be a bust. There you go. Next guy up, Rene Bourque. Not related to Raymond Bourque. Rene Bourque. Talented kid. Again, head case. Something wrong up there. I don't know. Couldn't put it together. Didn't want to be coached. Didn't want to listen to the coach. I don't know what it was, but also a bit of an attitude problem. Not good enough a player or did enough to deserve to have an attitude. Rene Bourque. Because we were kind of counting on this guy to come and do something. You know, at a time when we were desperate for something good to happen. Okay, so he's number 9. Next up, and I'm quite sure this guy might make a lot of teams. Carl Alsner. Why didn't I like Carl Alsner? He was no good. Guy signed a $4.5 million contract, came here and couldn't play. I don't think you can use the excuse wasn't given the right opportunity, all that. I mean, why wouldn't you have been? Big contract. I'm sure the first year, I wasn't paying that close attention, but I just, it's a bit of it's like an anchor on the necks of the Habs with that cap hit that's still there. Yeah, bad on Bergeron for signing him. I never got to like him. Don't like Alsner. Next up, number 7, Scott Gomez. Now, when Gomez was signed, I remember I was driving when I heard about it. And I was all happy. Oh, Gomez from New Jersey, that's a good player. So happy, all that. Didn't really know who Ryan McDonough was and all that. Didn't know how bad a deal that was at the time. And then Gomez comes here and he does nothing. Nothing. Plays like he should be in junior. Just horrible. I didn't even like his attitude that he didn't like that we complained about him and he had an attitude about that. Well, show us something on the ice and we wouldn't have complained like that. So didn't like Scott Gomez in the end. Liked him coming in. Was happy to hell he was getting out. Next one. Maybe I should write his name. First name. Benoit Poulot. Why didn't I like Benoit Poulot? High draft pick from Boston. Was it Boston that drafted him? I think so. I don't remember how exactly we got him. Expected a lot from this kid, a local kid. Did nothing. And then you know what bugged me most about him, I think? Because here's a kid, and they went like on the first line, second line. Did nothing. He had the skinniest freaking legs. I want chicken legs. How did this kid ever get hit and not break a thigh. I don't know. So Benoit Poulot, not my favorite guy. Never did anything here. Can't say it's an attitude thing. Just didn't like his skinny legs and the fact that he did nothing. And maybe because we got him from Boston. I think we got him from Boston. That might have something to do with it. I don't know. Next up, not related to our current GM. What's the name again? Yeah. MarcAndre. And maybe I got that wrong. Yeah, it wouldn't be related. Sorry, name's not the same. MarcAndre Bergeron, not related to the one Bruins player that I have great respect for. MarcAndre Bergeron. When he played here, I would say he was a power play specialist in that you only wanted him on the ice when there was a power play. If the Habs, if it was 5-5, he was a liability because he couldn't skate anymore. He could hardly skate backwards. He was just like a how do I want to put it, like a newborn a foal getting up on his legs the first time and it's all shaky. That's what every time he was not on the power play and on the ice, that's what he looked like. Like if they touched him, he was just gonna break like glass. He got a few points on the power play and all that. Just didn't like him. Didn't like a guy that couldn't play full time. I don't know. I was younger back then. I don't know. Not that much younger. But yeah, that's a guy I didn't like. MarcAndre Bergeron. Next one up. I guess I can write his full name. Alex Semin. Alexander Semin. I hear he's still playing in the KHL or somewhere. Came here. It was a free agent signing. Couldn't play worth crap. We paid him $1 million, which was a little bit more substantial than it is today. And he couldn't play for crap. And he lasted very short time. And we were all happy to see him go because high expectations. He was great in Washington. Came here, couldn't play. Alex Salmon, excuse me. It's not Seaman. I didn't mean Seaman like he's, I didn't mean that. Maybe I did. Next up, and I'll blame it on the fact that and I don't know I'm going to spell it like we do here. I'll blame it on the fact that he played in Toronto. And he was a Habs killer when he was in Toronto. And then he comes to Montreal and he plays like, what's the word I can use that is nice? And he plays like total garbage. Like he just stunk the place out. I don't think did he have a good game? I don't know. Thomas Caberly, when he came here, well, he was great. He killed us in games. 3 goals, 4. Like he could score against us almost at will, it seemed, when he played for Toronto. When he comes here, couldn't score against anybody. So it's like, oh, was it only Montreal that he could score against? Anyway, Thomas Caberly, hated him. Probably because he was a Habs killer when he was in Toronto. Hated that. Next up, a tough guy. Why he came here, they wanted him, I have no idea. Did not like him when he was on other teams. Did not like him when he was here. Steve Ott. He ought not have been here in Montreal. He ought not have been a hockey player. I don't know. Was he talented even? I don't know. What did he do but beat people up? I don't know. Steve Ott. Why was he here? I don't know. Glad he didn't stay here long. Definitely. Steve Ott. Get the Ott hell out of here. Next one up, and this is a guy I don't like, and I think it turns out that I'm right. It didn't seem like he's a nice guy. Came up with a weird excuse of why Montreal is racist against Russians, whatever. And that's Nikita Scherbak. I've told the story once. I'll tell it again. I didn't know much about Scherbak. Had high hopes for Scherbak. He didn't do much in his first couple of years, up and down, up and down. I saw him on the internet on one of these Habs cribs. They show the Habs players at home. And it was him. And he opens the door and he starts to talk. And within, I'll be generous and say a minute, I don't like him. I don't like him. I know the character. I know the kind of guy he is. He's a scumbag. I don't want to say that. I don't know him personally, so I'm not saying he is. This is my impression of him from the video. And I've seen guys like this guy, I wouldn't believe a word out of his mouth, and that's my impression. Don't like the guy, never did. And then he goes on, he can't play hockey anyway, and blames it on everybody else anyway. Yeah, not a guy I like. Made my top of my list, Nikita Scherbak. So there you go for the 2010s. These are my least favorite Montreal Canadiens hockey players. Let me know who yours were, if you agree with my list. I'm sure not everybody would agree on my list completely anyway. So let me know who you have differently on your own list, who you didn't like, and let me know why. And do that, leave that in the comment section. And while you're on your way down, and even if you're not going to leave a comment, you can head down there and subscribe, ring the notifications bell, and give a thumbs up if you like the video. And by subscribing, that'll get you your daily fix of Blue Bar Rouge from me, Rick at Talking Habs. So thanks for watching, everybody. We're almost to the end of the decade, a few hours to go. We've got a hockey game, a live stream, and a review to go before I end the year and the decade. It's my first year on YouTube, and it'll be the end of the decade. So there you go. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the live stream, and hopefully you'll enjoy the hockey game and the videos and all that good stuff. Thanks, everybody. Go Habs, go, and bye, y'all.